from the station working for you. This is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Rain is moving through the Hoosier State as you wake up on this Wednesday. Now at 4:30, Todd Clausen is tracking how much rain will fall and when you'll be able to put the umbrella away.
If you can donate plasma, please donate plasma because it is saving lives.
An entire family tests positive for the coronavirus. This morning, how the power of plasma is helping the rock of this family recover. And before you hit the roads for the holidays, you need to check in on your car. This morning, how a simple search could save you hundreds of dollars down the road. But first, here at 4:30, it is a storm team alert day, and Todd Clausen is standing by with a check of radar this morning. And Todd, on my drive, is coming down pretty hard this morning.
Yeah, already very active across most of central Indiana. The one exception to the north, you haven't quite gotten into the heavy rainfall, but it's steady and, as Lauren mentioned, pretty heavy in spots as you work your way from Indianapolis southward here this morning. There's been a few lightning strikes as well, so a couple of you in southern locations may have heard a rumble of thunder, but the severe threat has diminished. That is the good news. But look at all this rain from Bloomington to Bedford, some heavy rainfall. Columbus over towards North Vernon will slide to the north, steady right along I-70 from Greenfield through the metro area with some heavier rain here over in Hendricks County. And then as we slide to the north, again, it's a little spotty, but you too will start to get into the steady rain in Kokomo as well as Monticello, as well as Marion and over to Hartford City. It's really going to be a wet day for us. We have this first wave of rain coming through right now, and that is with us throughout much of the morning. The center of low pressure, you see the big comma shape here, that has to come through later on this afternoon. So as we work our way throughout the morning hours, definitely going to be some ponding on the roadways. Just give yourself some extra time. As we get into the afternoon hours, rain gear is still needed, but again, as we do go throughout the afternoon hours, everything's a little more spotty in nature, but overall a very, very wet Wednesday, a day that a lot of people start to make plans for Thanksgiving ahead of time and travel and make last runs to the store. Definitely going to need to have the rain gear. Even this evening by 7:30, we're still dealing with quite a bit of rainfall. We'll talk more about the rain and look ahead to Thanksgiving for you coming up in just a couple of minutes, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks. And let's take a look at those wet roads this morning. This is an area where it's pretty heavy coming down right now. I-465 and Man Road on the southwest side. Traffic is still getting by up to speed, as you can see. No major delays to slow you down here, but of course we're going to be keeping a close eye on traffic throughout the morning. We'll let you know if there are any trouble spots to avoid. So we start though with the latest this morning on the coronavirus pandemic and its continued impact on our state. This morning, a state health department reports 103 more Hoosiers have died with the coronavirus. Since the pandemic began, nearly 5,200 people have died with the virus in Indiana. November is one of the deadliest months of the pandemic so far. At least 992 Hoosiers have died with the virus just this month. State health officials also report more than 5,700 new coronavirus cases. Tuesday actually marking the second day this week with a total number of new cases less than 6,000. This morning, the positivity rate in Indiana remains high. In the last 7 days, 11.4% of the coronavirus tests have come back positive. The spike in coronavirus cases leading to most Boone County offices to change how they operate. Boone County officials say the assessor's office and treasurer's office will close to the public. Most other county offices will move to appointment-only services. However, county leaders encourage business to be done by email or phone if you can. The Boone County Sheriff's Office and county courts will continue to operate as normal.
There's a national shortage right now of plasma, and I just really want anybody and everybody who's had COVID-19 to get the antibody test, to donate plasma, if you at all possibly can.
Well, this morning we're hearing from a woman who credits a convalescent plasma donation with potentially saving her husband's life. Leah Wagner's husband is in the ICU battling COVID-19. He was diagnosed with the virus just 2 weeks ago and was almost put on a ventilator. But Leah says that his condition is improving since that donation.
It took a few days. It takes 2 or 3 days for the plasma to start to really kick in. But since then, he has gotten much better. He's still in the ICU. He's sitting in a chair. The amount of oxygen they're giving him is reduced. He's eating. He's actually working again, pulling out his laptop and trying to get curriculum together.
Convalescent plasma comes from someone who has recovered from the virus. Wagner's co-workers have planned a donation drive to help with the national shortage. It starts at 9 Friday morning at Hamilton Southeastern High School's new auxiliary gym. So do face masks expire? Probably not. That's according to new guidance from the FDA. The agency says that the masks still offer protection even after their designated shelf life. But the FDA says you should not reuse a disposable mask. They say using an expired mask is not the same thing as wearing a used one. Health leaders say disposable masks should be discarded after one use. Well, it is the day before Thanksgiving, which is typically known as one of the biggest nights of the year for drinking. Counselors and therapists are especially concerned this year. They say those with substance issues are using alcohol to cope with the pandemic and an unprecedented holiday season. Some states, like Pennsylvania, are actually banning alcohol sales from 5 tonight through Thanksgiving morning. While that is not happening here in Indiana, health counselors say those who are choosing to celebrate need to be aware of how much they're drinking.
Let's say it really is just you at home drinking to excess. Alcohol is very poisonous to the human body, and you are a human being just like your families are. And so damaging yourself in that way is not healthy either.
If you're working to maintain your sobriety, therapists encourage you to connect with those you love. Could be your family or friends or someone else who's also in recovery that you can connect with safely during these emotional times. Before you hit the road for the holidays, check to see if your vehicle has an open recall this week. General Motors announcing it will recall about 7 million big pickup trucks and SUVs worldwide to replace potentially dangerous Takata airbag inflators. But WRTV Investigates found you may already be driving a vehicle with a defective airbag. Carfax estimates about 16 million vehicles have an open recall for airbags. 11 million are Takata, meaning about 5 million are from other suppliers. You can check your vehicle by running your VIN through a site like the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website or Carfax's free recall tool. You can also sign up for email alerts anytime there's a recall on your vehicle.
But that is just a snapshot for that one moment in time. These recalls aren't issued all at once. They're continually issued. They're constantly, NHTSA and vehicle manufacturers are constantly looking for any safety issues and issuing these recalls. So it's really on us as the vehicle owners to do our homework and make sure that we stay informed with the vehicle that we own.
18 people have been killed in the United States and more than 250 injured from defective Takata airbag inflators exploding. Carfax data shows that the number of vehicles with open safety recalls is rising. More than 55.7 million recalled vehicles are on the roads today and they've not been repaired. We've included links on how to do an open recall check on your car in this story. Just go to the WRTV mobile app. And this morning, an investigation by the State Gaming Commission could snarl casino projects out in Terre Haute and Gary. The commission says it's investigating more than 10 people linked to spectacle entertainment. Commissioners say the individuals may be involved in financial misconduct, which violates state casino laws. The companies involved have been under state scrutiny following allegations of using corporate money to fund a state congressional campaign. Commission members want a report by the companies in the next 30 days. So this morning, Peyton Manning headlines the list of the Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalists. He's one of 4 first-year eligible players. Manning, of course, turned the Colts into a perennial contender, breaking records and leading the team to a Super Bowl championship win in 2007. One of his favorite targets, Reggie Wayne, also one of the 25 semifinalists. Wayne spent his entire 14-year career with the Colts. The class of 2021 will be announced during the week leading up to the Super Bowl. First college football playoff rankings are in. The Alabama Crimson Tide topping the list, followed by Notre Dame, Clemson, and Ohio State. 12th ranked team on the list is the Indiana Hoosiers. It's the first time in the program history IU has been ranked in the CFB playoff poll. The Hoosiers are 4-1 after losing to Ohio State Saturday in a wild finish. New numbers showing more than 2,000 people died with the coronavirus across the country. Just ahead this morning, why top health officials are worried Thanksgiving travel could put us on course for a winter wallop. Plus, the holidays can be a stressful time even in a normal year. So up next, we're working for you with tips on how to make these slimmed down holidays a bit more relaxing. Todd.
And Lauren, already a very wet morning all across central Indiana on this WRTV Storm Team Alert Day. You're going to need the umbrella not only this morning, but really throughout the entire day as a lot of rainfall is heading our way. We'll break it all down for you on this day before Thanksgiving coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues in just a couple minutes.
Welcome back. The time right now is 4:42. Let's get a live look right now at traffic at I-465 and East 71st Street up on the northeast side. And you can see by the cars moving across your screen there, the rain is coming down really hard at that spot at this hour. So just use caution for your commute. Everything is traveling up to speed northbound and southbound. I'm not monitoring any crashes or delays at this hour for your commute around the metro area. So the U.S. is suffering the deadliest day in the pandemic in more than 6 months on Tuesday as hospitalizations remain at record highs. As ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, millions of Americans are still traveling this Thanksgiving despite CDC warnings.
This morning, more bleak numbers in the nation's pandemic. The COVID Tracking Project reporting 15 straight days of record hospitalizations and the highest number of daily deaths since May. One American dying from the virus every minute over the past week.
We're overwhelmed. We're exhausted.
In North Dakota, teams of Air Force nurses were deployed to overwhelmed hospitals, while in New York City, a field hospital has reopened on Staten Island. Dr. Anthony Fauci telling the Washington Post the current surge in cases could only get worse if people don't take precautions.
If, in fact, you're in a situation when you do the things that are increasing the risk, the travel, the congregate setting, not wearing masks, the chances are that you will see a surge superimposed upon a surge.
Governors across the country are begging Americans to stay home for Thanksgiving and to only celebrate with their own households.
We have to be on high alert.
We all must make short-term sacrifices for our long-term health.
Despite those warnings and a plea from the CDC urging Americans not to travel for the holiday, nearly 1 million passengers have flown every day since last Friday. Long testing lines in many states as Americans hit the roads. Health experts with a message that's loud and clear: travel this holiday and risk another deadly spike in cases over Christmas.
We're pretty worried about what's going to happen after this holiday. The people who are responsible for your health and safety are scared.
The head of the TSA tells ABC News today and Sunday will be the busiest days of the travel season. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
This morning, the maker of OxyContin has pleaded guilty to charges related to its role in creating the opioid crisis. Purdue Pharmaceuticals agreed to its guilt and conspiracies to defraud the U.S. government, including paying illegal kickbacks to doctors. The company is facing the largest fines ever brought against a pharmaceutical manufacturer. Tuesday's action brings a formal end to the federal investigation into the drug maker. It's estimated doctors overprescribing OxyContin have killed more than 450,000 Americans since 1999. The 2020 election was record-breaking in the Hoosier state. The Secretary of State's office says more than 3 million Hoosiers voted in the general election. That's 65% of registered voters in the state. Turnout in 2012 and 2016 was at 58%. State data shows Hamilton and Wells County had the highest voter turnout in the state. SpaceX has launched another batch of internet satellites into space. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying 60 Starlink satellites launched from Cape Canaveral Tuesday night. The latest mission had been delayed 3 times because of the weather. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is building a satellite network to provide internet everywhere in the world. With this launch, there are now nearly 1,000 Starlink satellites in orbit. At 4:46, it is a WRTV Storm Team Alert Day, and Todd, that rain is coming down.
Yeah, and the rain's going to be with us throughout the entire day. Maybe tapers off a little bit this afternoon, but it's real steady this morning, and that's when we deal with the heaviest of the rain moving through and the potential maybe for a few rumbles of thunder. This afternoon, it's still fairly steady, and then as we work our way into the evening hours, it'll start to taper off to just some scattered showers. Our biggest concern today is going to be some localized flooding. If you do have to get on the roadways, if you are traveling on this day before Thanksgiving. I know normally it's a very big travel day. Things a little different this year, obviously, but definitely going to slow you down locally on the roads here in central Indiana. Here's a live look at WRTV Storm Team radar, and you can see the northern half of Indiana not dealing with a whole lot in the way of rainfall yet, but as you work your way to the south, some very heavy rain from Bloomington down into the Bedford area, especially here right along US 50 as we slide off to the east. Some pockets of moderate rain here with the yellows and the Orange is out there, otherwise the green indicating more in the way of light rain. And then here in the metro area, a pretty good band of rain is making its way through downtown Indianapolis. This is all lifting to the north. Light rain in Carmel, just approaching 11. And in northern locations, you haven't gotten into a whole lot in the way of rain. You'll get there, but overall trend here throughout the day today will be the further south you are, the better potential for the heavy rainfall and the flooding rain. As we expand out, this is a big storm system. We're on the front edge of it right now with this first push of rain, but here's the actual area of low pressure spinning away here off to our west, and that has to rotate through later on this afternoon. Let's go over to TrueCast for you. We'll time it out hour by hour. Here's the steady rainfall throughout the morning hours. Once we get into the afternoon, still rain present all across central Indiana. It just tapers to a little more in the way of scattered showers. And then when the actual front comes through with the area of low pressure, this evening, it's not out of the question that there could be a few isolated thunderstorms across parts of the area. Don't be shocked if you hear a rumble of thunder on this day before Thanksgiving this evening, as these showers will continue. So just get the picture. Rain gear is needed throughout the entire day. Localized flooding, definitely a possibility. Rainfall totals likely 1 inch to 1.5 inches from Muncie through Indy back towards Terre Haute. Tapers off a little bit more as you work your way here to the north, but still a good soaking in Lafayette over into the Peru area. Thankfully, this storm system is bringing warmer temperatures. You don't have to worry about any wintry weather today. We're in the 40s and 50s right now. The wind will kind of kick up a little bit and gust up to about 30 miles per hour, so it's more of a windswept rain. So those umbrellas may have a little bit of a hard time later on today as those winds kick up, protecting you as the rain will kind of be coming in sideways. Temperatures today topping off anywhere from 55 to about 60 degrees in all locations. 58 in Indy, 60 in Martinsville, about 60 in Bloomington, as well as Bedford and Seymour. So again, it's going to be all rain. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving, it's a dry day for us. It's not the brightest day, as we'll be dealing with mostly cloudy skies across the area, but temperatures, they will be right around 50 degrees for your afternoon high. And then on Friday, it's a really nice day. Saturday as well, 55 on Friday. Saturday at 48, but mostly sunny skies. And then you see the end of the 7-day planning forecast. Get a pretty good push of cold air Sunday night into Monday. Some rain and snow showers going to be a possibility as we head into Monday morning with temperatures in the 20s. And then highs Monday and Tuesday, Lauren, only going to be in the mid-30s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic. This is I-65, a little north of State Road 267. If you're driving in Boone County this morning, this is about what it'll look like. We do have some rain on the roads there as well, and so you can see it coming up as the vehicles are moving across your screen. But it looks like everything here is still traveling up to speed. No problems to slow you down. So let's take you all the way across Indianapolis, heading down to the south side. This is I-65 at Edgewood Avenue, just south of the 465 ramps. You can see traffic there is moving along up to speed. No major delays, and of course we'll keep you updated if there are any areas you need to avoid this Wednesday morning. It's 4:50. The Social Security Administration says the number of scammers is on the rise. A new report from SimplyWise shows 53% of seniors have been targeted in the last 3 months. The report shows that seniors received 3 or more scam attempts in that span. The SSA says scammers will either call or send an email asking the target to verify personal information. The agency says be suspicious of unsolicited or anonymous calls or people who ask for unusual forms of payment. Well, the holidays can be stressful, and on top of that, we're dealing with the pandemic, which could cause even more tension. Psychologists with the Cleveland Clinic say that lots of patients have expressed feelings of guilt about skipping family parties this year. They say there's nothing wrong with wanting to protect your personal health. The same goes for hosting a family gathering. Don't be afraid to set boundaries for your guests. If you prefer they wear a mask, just politely let them know it's for everybody's safety.
We create a lot of scenarios in our minds about how the holidays are going to play out. And sometimes we create the worst case scenarios. Remind yourself that they are possible, but not probable. And focus on the positive things that the holidays can bring to you.
Experts say the upside to everything going on is that you can skip some of those normal responsibilities this year. Instead of cooking up a big dinner or traveling, focus on relaxing. This bizarre object in the Utah desert looks something out of a sci-fi movie. Coming up, how it may have gotten there. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Utah public safety officers were stunned last week when they stumbled upon what looked like something out of a sci-fi space film, a mysterious chrome monolith standing upright deep in the remote desert. Officers were in a helicopter helping wildlife workers count bighorn sheep when they spotted this strange sight. If you've seen the movie, the 1968 film 2001: A Space Odyssey, you'll likely see the resemblance to the monolith at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, I'd say so. The helicopter's pilot guesses the object was placed by an artist who is a fan of the movie. Authorities are investigating the find and they aren't revealing the location of the monolith. Well, something that looks like it's straight out of space to America's favorite space creature, Baby Yoda space macaroons, could be just the thing for your Star Wars fans this holiday season. Williams-Sonoma is offering a new product called Navarro Nummies. The inspiration came from a scene in season 2 of The Mandalorian where Baby Yoda uses the Force to steal cookies, but prepare to pay up. They're going to cost you nearly $50 for a dozen. Those are expensive cookies, Todd.
Right?
Williams-Sonoma, what do you expect, you know?
I love me some cookies, but there's a line that I draw. So.
Right.
All right, outside right now, it is a storm team alert day for us as we're dealing with some heavy rain across parts of the area. A little lighter to the north, but the heavier rain will spread to the north as we go throughout the day, so you too will get into it. It's going to be wet from start to finish. Have the rain gear handy. Thanksgiving, though, we start to dry out. 54, but mostly cloudy still. And then lots of sunshine Friday, Saturday, and the first half of Sunday with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Stay with us. Plenty more on the weather this morning, as well as your latest news headlines coming up when Raphael joins Lauren and I coming up at the top of the hour. We'll see you in a few minutes.